Welcome to the Wolves Den and another action figure review. Today we are taking a look at the 6-inch Marvel Legends figure Daredevil from the new Man-Thing Build-A-Figure wave. And you'll see down here we do have Man-Thing's head, but we're more concerned about Daredevil himself. And this particular Daredevil is the one from the Netflix series, so that is the costume that he's wearing. So let's bust him out of the package and take a closer look at the figure. Now that we have him out of the box, let's take a look at his articulation. Start with the head first. See that it does rotate all the way around. And then he can look down like so. And then up that far. His arms rise to the side that far there. And then they do have full rotation. He does have an upper arm swivel and double jointed elbows, and then his wrist swivel, and then they rock in and out. At his torso here, he can crunch forward that far and then back that far, and then he does spin all the way around. His legs rise to the side, not quite 90 degrees, but decently far there, and then forward about 90 degrees. And then he's got the thigh swivel there. He does have double jointed knees. And lastly, his feet, his ankles do rotate, and then also they are rocker ankles, so it's really got a lot of range of motion down there. And that is it for his articulation. Taking a closer look at the figure, we see his head sculpt is really nice job on that. Really good paint apps. What little is actually there. And they did a good job on the face and the stubble that's there. It's a nice touch. And we've got the red leather parts of the armor, the black, more armored fabric here, and there's different textures, which is really nice. And the textures are throughout, as you can see here. Really nice job on that. Painted in the buckles, which is always cool. Always like little details like that when they take the time to paint those. Really nice job on the armor overall. I've always liked the more realistic look to my superheroes. I honestly get tired of the painted on uniforms. It just, on some figures it works okay, on others not so much. And I really like the look of Daredevil here. And we got the little holder for his billy clubs, which is really nice. So really good looking figure throughout. Now before I get to his different accessories, there's a couple things I want to point out. And this might just be my figure. Other versions of this figure might be just fine. They might not have this problem. But mine has two loose joints. One is this shoulder here. As you can see, it's like really moving around quite loosely there, whereas this one, not so much. Thankfully, it's kind of a ratchet joint in there, so it clicks into place. If it didn't have that, this arm would be useless. It would just spin all around. So thankfully there's a ratchet joint in there. It's kind of annoying that it's a little loose. It doesn't really hurt the figure. Maybe in time it'll get loose. Hopefully not. But for now, you know, thankfully it's ratcheted. So otherwise, this could be a potential problem. Second, his head is also loose. The peg and the hole don't fit tightly together, so his head flops around a little bit and it just pops off very easily. It's not a very tight peg as it is on most other figures. Again, those two issues might just be my figure. Maybe it'll be all of them. I don't know, but just so you know. Now let's look at his accessories. First accessory that Daredevil has here is his billy club, and it comes in two halves. And you can peg it together like so, and it's a pretty tight fit. So he's got one big club there, and it pops apart real easy. And they just slot into his hand. There we go, like so. So that's a good tight fit, as you can see, as I'm having trouble even getting it in there. There we go. There's his billy club. And then when he's not using them, he can store them easily in this little holder that I showed you earlier. And that's a good, nice, tight fit too. They give it a good push, so they stay in there nice. These other accessories, if you can call them that, I guess, are two extra pairs of hands, and these are just fist hands, so you couldn't hold the billy clubs in them. And they just pop out as a one hand, put in the other. It's just that easy. And these have the same in and out rocker motion that his open hands had. And that's it. So now for my final thoughts. The only problems I have with this figure would be the loose joints that I mentioned earlier. They're a nuisance, but they're not a major problem. At least not yet. At least not now. And it might only be my figure that has this. Other copies of the figure might be just fine. Other than that, though, this is a fantastic figure. They did a great job with the sculpt. Great job with the paint apps. The articulation is better than many other Marvel Legends figures out there, so he's got a great range of motion. It's just a fantastic figure through and through. So I hope you all enjoyed this review. I hope to see you again soon for some more action figure reviews. Until then, thanks for watching.